Russia has bombed several regions in eastern Ukraine overnight, killing at least one person. Russian troops continue to shell the city of Bakhmut, their current focus in efforts to push further west. The strikes come as Moscow ended a self-declared ceasefire for Eastern Orthodox Christmas. Ukraine had previously dismissed the ceasefire as a tactic by Russia to gain time to regroup its forces. DW correspondent Sonia Falnikar joins me now from Kyiv. Sonia, what's the situation there right now?
Well, there has been no significant let-up in hostilities, along the front lines in the south and in the east of Ukraine. We've heard reports of, scattered Russian rocket attacks, which have led to some casualties, a lot of destruction. And of course, some of the heaviest shelling and fighting has been reported in the area in and around Bakhmut. This is a city in the eastern Donbas region where we've seen some of the bloodiest fighting in this war for over 5 months now. And it's one of the few places where Russian forces have really remained on the offensive. Their soldiers have, dug trench lines and fields just east of the city. And they are kind of rushing, fresh troops and artillery to the front lines in a bid to, capture this very strategic city in the Donbas.
We should remind viewers this weekend is Orthodox Christmas, an important weekend, of course, for the country. You visited Bucha near Kyiv, where Russian troops are accused of multiple atrocities. What was it like there?
That's right. We were in the main church in Bucha, the Church of St. Andrew. And, this church came under fire during the Russian occupation in March last year. Local officials said more than 400 people were killed. So I think in light of the enormity of the atrocities allegedly committed by the Russian forces, the service there yesterday was very emotional. The church was quite full. Many people, I think, it was also a painful experience for many people, especially when the priest in his sermon, addressed the tough year that the city had had. The Church of St. Andrew in Bucha, on the outskirts of Kyiv. It's known for the makeshift burial ground that locals here dug for the bodies the Russians left behind. Priest Andriy Halavin narrowly survived with his life. He says many people here want nothing to do with Russia anymore.
We have our own identity, and Russia tries to kill, tries to destroy this identity. This war is for our survival as a nation. Many people, even those who have relatives in Russia, have seen what the Russian sphere of influence is all about. Now, they don't want to have anything in common with Russians.
And
that includes how to celebrate Christmas. For Father Andriy, this is his second Christmas. He offered celebrations on December 25th as well, like the West.
People who wanted to celebrate on the 25th celebrated. There were carols and songs. And those who want to celebrate on the 7th will also have the same opportunity.
Those sticking to the Orthodox tradition are often older.
It's always easier for the young generation to accept change. Older people are more conservative. Even when they understand with their head that they need to change, the habit of decades is hard to break.
Let it be the way it is for now, but I think in the future we all have to celebrate Christmas on the 25th of December.
After the horrors Russian soldiers inflicted on Bucha, if there's one place in the world that deserves 2 Christmases, it's here.
Back with Sonia Falnikar live in Kyiv. Sonia, we just heard a woman there say Ukrainians should start celebrating Christmas on December 25th, like in much of the West. Just one woman, but is this another indication of Russian President Vladimir Putin achieving the exact opposite of what he set out to do?
Yes, I think that's true. I mean, many Ukrainians, especially younger Ukrainians, did celebrate Christmas on December 25th. And many churches in Ukraine, like the one we saw in Bucha, have opted to switch to the 25th, if not now, then in a few years. And this is part of moving away from Russia and towards the Western world. And I think it's part of a larger shift that we're seeing since the beginning of the war to really move away from cultural traditions that reflect, Russia's long domination of Ukraine, to reject everything associated with Russia. And we saw that in a ceremony which was held in a significant monastery here in central Kiev yesterday. Hundreds of worshippers turned there. This was a site that was associated with the Moscow church. And now, we have the Ukrainian Orthodox Church taking over there and holding a service in Ukrainian. So deeply symbolic.
Symbolic indeed. That is our Sonia Faunakar in Kyiv. Many, many thanks, Sonia.